Absolutely. From the past hour or so, I've been tracking the numbers, and the BJP has maintained a steady lead. We were seeing some shuttling in the beginning, and we were also talking about how there's a lot of pressure on the pollsters. But could this be the one time that they really get it spot on?
Probably have got it right, because remember the embarrassment that they faced in the 2024 elections. They were giving the BJP 400 par, and the BJP ended up just 240 seats. But at this moment, as things stand, you know, hey, this looks like an election where the pollsters can probably pat their backs, heave a sigh of relief, because people were saying that, listen, these pollsters, when they put out their numbers, must put it out with a statutory warning that these are only meant for entertainment purposes. Predictions as good as what astrologers probably make. But now the BJP is quite clearly in the lead, and this is going to, you know, make the pollsters feel good about themselves.
Right, and now Saleh, we have of course been mentioning as well that these are early trends, of course, assuming that this is the second or the third round. But still, I mean, undeniably, BJP is way past the majority mark of 36. You can see it at 42 at the moment. These are the numbers that we have right now. The Aam Aadmi Party at 28. And of course, we see that some surprise has been pulled there in the New Delhi constituency, where Arvind Kejriwal appears to be in the lead again. So my question is that, do you think at this point they could perhaps bring up more surprises, or do you think it's pretty much giving us a clear picture of how things will pan out?
It's 10 o'clock. The counting of the votes has been on for the last two hours.
Right.
So, you know, the Aam Aadmi Party, which had been down to 20, they managed to claw back a little. They are now at 28. The Bharatiya Janata Party, which was leading on 50, it is down to 42, although very clearly in the majority. Because remember, for the BJP, if they get 36 seats, they'll form the government. But for the Aam Aadmi Party, the picture is very different, considering the kind of infighting that is there within the Aam Aadmi Party. If they get 36, you know, the possibility that the flock would stay together is not really on. For the Aam Aadmi Party, the magic figure is not 36. That's not what they're looking at. They need a much bigger, heftier margin. They need something like 50 seats to form a government that will run for 5 years. Ms. Fatnis, if I can bring you in on this, you know, the numbers seem to be changing. It's 2 hours into the counting of the votes. Anything can happen. It is not a neck-and-neck race. The BJP is still quite clearly in the lead. Right. What do you make of these numbers at this moment?
Well, Saleh, this is one election where I think, frankly, nobody is going to put any blame on EVMs, which is a constant factor in all elections which have held, well, all recent elections, that electronic voting machines are faulted, it is alleged that they have been tampered with, and so on and so forth. In this election, with this kind of a result, I don't think neither the Aam Aadmi Party, which is getting 28 seats or thereabouts, nor the BJP, nor the Congress can afford to say that EVMs were at fault.
You know, that's an important point that you made. No one is at this moment talking about the EVMs. And this was an election that was fought purely on, you know, the issues of the people of Delhi. This is, you know, it has a significance with respect to the national elections, because it is a prestige battle for the BJP. But this is being fought on the issues. You're a typical, you know, person from Delhi. Tell us, you know, when you were looking at these elections, what was going through your mind? The Aam Aadmi Party had said that they'll change the politics in Delhi. How has it impacted?
You know, we were discussing this earlier, how there has been this mark that we see decade or so, 10 years or 15 years. Whether it will provide a long rope to the BJP right now, that's something that remains to be seen. What I'm more interested in is whether there's some internal dissatisfaction within the Aam Aadmi Party that has led to this sort of a performance, and that's what I wanted to get your thoughts on as well. We've seen that the MLAs were dropped because of their performance. So, of course, we can't really not discuss the impact of these internal issues as well.
So certainly, and I don't know if there will be a massive bloodletting internally in the Aam Aadmi Party in the event that it's not able to form a government, which is what it looks like at the moment.
You know, the numbers are changing, Ms. Fadnis. You know, look at the numbers now. The BJP is down to 40. The Aam Aadmi Party seems to be clawing its way back up. It is now at 30. These are still numbers which are very clearly in favor of the BJP. But the trends that are pointing out is that in the second round of counting, the Aam Aadmi Party is able to put up a bit of a fight.
It's putting up a bit of a fight, but it doesn't look as if it's going to be able to form a government. And as you say, even if it does get a 35 plus number, it's going to be not secure at all, as we have seen in the past. So I think this is the one thing that people who went out to vote thought to themselves before they press that button. Am I voting for a person who is committed to Delhi? So whoever it is, yes. Am I voting for a person who will stay committed to his seat
Right.
or will be knocked out? Yes or no. So this kind of ambiguity does not bode well for any political party, and I guess people have voted because they've voted for, in some senses, a political stability. They have voted for some semblance of continuity, political stability.
Right, and absolutely. That being said, I also wanted to discuss with you, if the BJP does win, it will be its first Delhi Assembly victory in, of course, 27 years. So I want to understand what are the factors, such as perhaps the Modi factor, dissatisfaction with the Aam Aadmi Party, anti-incumbency, could explain the shift here?
All of the above.
Okay.
It could be, Aam Aadmi Party has put its best foot forward, had the best intentions in mind. Some of the very innovative things that it tried to do, including free buses for women, that was a very hugely popular move. And I have seen myself, I take buses all the time, I take public transport, and I've seen women along with their children go from place A to place B, no longer reliant
Right.
on male members of the family to
You know, Ms.
travel.
Fadnis, it's interesting that you bring up these issues that have been promised by the Aam Aadmi Party. We see that in the last 10, 12 years, the BJP is the party that has been setting the agenda. But in Delhi, it was the Aam Aadmi Party that was setting the agenda. And Narendra Modi has gone on record where he's in rally after rally, he said that he is against this culture of giving reveries, these freebies. But in Delhi, he seemed to have changed his tack a little bit, where the BJP is also promising everything that the Aam Aadmi Party is promising. And they've said that, listen, irrespective of what the Aam Aadmi Party promises for you, we'll give you more than what the Aam Aadmi Party has given for you in the last 10 years. Do you think that is one of the things that has played in favor of the BJP, where they recognize that giving some of these freebies, actually helps them gain electorally? Is that the agenda where the BJP seems to have changed its tack on?
If you're talking about an allowance for women in a family below a certain income level, frankly, I don't think that's a freebie. There are women who work, who run chai shops, for instance, and that allowance helps them add biscuits to the chai. It helps in further consumption. It gives a kickstart to consumption.
But this was the very culture that Narendra Modi said that he's against, that he said that Revadi Batna, I am not interested in that. He said that I want to improve the infrastructure, I want to improve the overall, feel of the economy, and therefore everyone progresses. But here, Aam Aadmi Party came about with promises that impacted individuals and how their purses would be impacted. And that seems to have made a difference, where the BJP is now falling and using many of the tactics that the Aam Aadmi Party had been promising.
Right, of course, Ali, but that being said, of course, we also have to look at the story that the numbers are telling us, and Ms. Fadnis, just to tie that in, how do you think that has panned out?
Well, I think if women have left Aam Aadmi Party and have supported the BJP, that's a very interesting move. Certainly, we will have to see now what happens to issues like, for instance, the MCD and the parking fees that it charges, issues that are raised, revenues that are raised from sale of houses.
Right.
How is now the BJP going to fix those finances?
That's an important point that you brought up, MCD, where the Aam Aadmi Party has been in power. And this is where a lot of people are saying the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party is the one that is governing in the MCD level probably may have been its undoing, because the people see that their drains are still not clean, the roads are still not clean, although Delhi seems to have the better roads in all of the metropolitan cities if you were to compare that. But the fact that, when people look at their own civic infrastructure, the Aam Aadmi Party is in charge for that civic infrastructure, and it is not up to their expectations. The Aam Aadmi Party, although it has promised a lot, seems to have under-delivered, and that seems to be in their undoing this time around.
And Saleh, if I could there are some reactions that have been coming in as well. Of course, the Delhi BJP chief saying that Kejriwal's lies have been exposed. So just, of course, again, once again, to see how these play out and how this affects voter sentiment, That, of course,
You know, at the end of the day, depending on what the results are, you can say
course.
whatever you want. You can say that the lies
Absolutely.
have been exposed, that this has happened, that has happened. But the fact is, you know, the BJP fought this election effectively on the issues that the Aam Aadmi Party had made prominent and relevant for the people of New Delhi. And the BJP cannot shy away from that. Because effectively, whatever the BJP has been saying that they would change in New Delhi is the agenda of the Aam Aadmi Party that they brought in about 10, 12 years ago.
That's absolutely right, Saleh. You've got it spot on, and the BJP, frankly, really needs to come up with some ideas of its own, which do not relate to UCC, which do not relate to sending foreign persons back to their deportation and stuff like that. You need to have stuff that affects the Delhi citizen frontally. You need to have footpaths that are working, which are not encroached. You need to have proper lighting in the roads. You need to have infrastructural capabilities. The other day I was at the airport and presumably because of G20 some ramps had been made at the airport which were so much of jugaad because they were just basically wooden planks that had been put there so that you could wheel your luggage over the footpath. This kind of chalta hai attitude, this kind of make do for the capital city like Delhi is very, very distressing to see. And it's land is the central government's provenance in Delhi. Law and order is the central government's provenance in Delhi. Now that both are likely to be ruled by the same party, right. We have to see how the BJP will deliver now.
All right, once again, let's just also revise the numbers that we're getting. BJP at 42, Aam Aadmi Party at 28. Of course, some of the key constituencies to watch out for are Kalkaji, Jangpura, of course, the New Delhi constituency as well. This is where the numbers stand at the moment. This is what we're getting now. Ms. Fadnis, I also wanted to understand, after years of Aam Aadmi Party dominance, how significant would a BJP victory be in Delhi in terms of shifting the political balance of power?
Oh, very significant. Very significant. I think possibly more for the Aam Aadmi Party, but equally for the BJP. For many years now, you have not seen a proper leadership emerge in the BJP. So the question is, who, if the BJP is in a position to form a government, who will be its chief ministerial candidate? Because we have seen in many states total surprises when it comes to chief minister. So will it be a person who has led the campaign? Will it be somebody else completely different?
But if you were to stick your neck out, you know, the fact that the BJP fought this election without a chief ministerial candidate, and a lot of people would say that that's in fact a minus point. Do you think there is any one particular individual that the BJP may zero in on?
I would not like to stick my neck out because my neck will get chopped off. So I would not like to stick my neck out. But there are lots of young people in the BJP who are, there's Basri Swaraj, for instance, who campaigned very strongly for her party.
The daughter of Sushma Swaraj.
That's right. There are many others. So there will be somebody who, somebody will obviously come up. I'm not sure if it will be Viren Sachdeva or any of the existing known faces in the BJP.
Right, and of course, we were also getting visuals. Early celebrations seem to have begun. Those were the visuals that we were getting just a few moments ago. If we could just pull those back up on the screen for our
when
viewers.
the counting of the votes started in the morning, it was a very somber mood, both of the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party camp, because both of these parties had no idea what was going to happen, because it is seldom. Because otherwise the parties do have a clear picture of who they expect to win. But it was a very somber moment, and the images that we saw just a little while back from the BJP's office clearly points to the fact that the BJP is now fairly confident that they're going to be over the halfway mark.
It looks like that, certainly. It certainly, the confidence of the BJP is evident from the pictures that we are seeing on your screen.
That is true. So this is the counting of votes that is currently underway. I request my producers to pull the pictures again up from the Bharatiya Janata Party's office, because the celebrations there have really started. But hey, this is a crucial election. This is a landslide in terms of Delhi politics. The Aam Aadmi Party, which was able to dominate the political scene in Delhi for the last 10, 12 years, must be ready to sit in the opposition. And the Aam Aadmi Party was really good when it was, the upstart. But now it's a party that has clearly gone over the peak there's a lot of infighting, and also, the image that it had built of itself as the, party of the people. That image has taken a serious beating.
And the numbers reflect that, Saleh, as well. And if I could just, for our viewers, just get to the Election Commission status on round 1. In Kalkaji, of course, Ramesh Bidhuri is leading, the Bharatiya Janata Party candidate there, and Atishi Aam Aadmi Party, of course, trailing, as well as Alka Lamba, who is trailing in the Kalkaji constituency, which is, of course, one of the key battlegrounds to watch out for as well. Now, guarantees and promises by both the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP were central to their campaigns, as we were just discussing. Clearly, there is something that struck a chord with the voters, something that did impact voter sentiment. So how effective do you think these policies have been in securing voter loyalty, and what do you think perhaps stood out the most as the most impactful?
I think, to be honest, I am not aware of the big idea that Aam Aadmi Party had going into this election.
Right.
It has shown some excellent big ideas in the past elections, but in this one it was largely Kejriwal, main Delhi ka beta hoon, I am the son of Delhi, I am fighting against the sons of 2 chief ministers, vote for me and you will get more of what we have delivered to Delhi. But the one thing that changed people's minds, that idea was not really there.
Ms. Parvesh, I just want to get you the latest update that has come in from Kalkaji. What is interesting is that Atishi seems to have taken the lead. Ramesh Bidhuri has now, has started trailing. This is an interesting development because in the second, third round of counting of the votes that has come up, the fact that Arvind Kejriwal was shown to be trailing, he's back up, he's leading in the New Delhi constituency. And Atishi, the sitting incumbent chief minister, she again seems to be leading from Kalkaji. What is your assessment? How crucial is it that Atishi, who was in charge, as the chief minister of Delhi, can show if she were to go ahead and win this election?
Well, if I were a voter in Kalkaji, I would have voted for Atishi. Now the election is over, so one can say this because not only is she a woman, she is also a very intelligent, very thoughtful and a very highly educated person. So I admire her personally and I admire her politically for all the ideas that she has given to the Aam Aadmi Party as a way to establish Aam Aadmi Party as a political force.
Right.
It will be quite sad if she loses the election, not just from the point of view of Aam Aadmi Party, but as a point of view of a leader,
Right.
which, I mean, our politics needs today.